So I was like, okay, cool, yeah, no worries. And if I didn't do it now, I got to pick him up at 10, and then we were going to do the podcast. I was like, let me get this out of the way now so I don't have to do it later. And
Yeah.
that's pretty much how we ended up at Walmart.
All right, all right, all right. Let's get into it. All right, starting off, the downfall of the Dagestanis. How
Can't
we
make it
feel?
up.
How we feeling about this? Ikram Aliskerov just got knocked out in a very similar way. Not just realistically, that was 2 weeks ago now, but he got knocked out in a very similar way to that he against Chimaev. Words.
Uh, so how? So listen, this is how I feel about it. I fucking knew that he was gonna get knocked out. I say a lot of things, right?
Uh
But
huh.
one thing that I'm positive about is the fall of Dagestanis. I've been praying on the downfall for 2 years now. It's been a long road. It's hard to do,
Said praying
but
on it.
I think we're getting there. No, but all jokes aside, I just think it's like I always said, it's gonna take one really good striker to figure it out, and then I think people uh are gonna follow up on that. I think we've been seeing them getting more and more exposed on the feet as long as you can like hang with their wrestling, which is top
You
tier
can
wrestling.
you can keep using the word exposed. I'll use the term figured out.
Sure,
Yeah. To each
sure.
their own. To each their
But that's the point, you know. It's like if you can hang with the wrestling, if you got some muscle behind you, some good takedown defense,
own.
and you could outstrike these guys. You could outstrike these guys, and then I mean, Whitaker put on a performance. I mean, dude, who would have thought it would be him? But there it is, the first to fall,
He looked
and I
like
don't care.
vintage Whitaker too. Like I'm talking about Whitaker before the title when he knocked out
Absolutely,
Jacare
the Reaper's
Souza.
back.
Oh my God,
The
Bobby
Reaper is back.
Knuckles. You know he hates that
He's
name, Bobby
back.
Knuckles.
Why?
DC gave it to him one day. I think was it the Yoel or Jacare? I forget what fight it was. But yeah, he just said Bobby Knuckles, and Whitaker was like, "Yeah, don't call me that. My nickname's the Reaper." It's like that's a
he's
great
like
name.
he's like, dude, I already got the Reaper. Don't do that.
Yes,
Don't do that.
it is what it is. But yeah, no. Ikra. I mean, what other Dagestanis can we realistically point to? I mean, we could point to Magomed Ankalaev, who in the last second of the third round got submitted by Paul Craig, which is that's a heartbreaking loss
That
if you're
really is, and very. I definitely didn't expect it. That one really caught me off guard. It is a heartbreaking loss too.
yeah. And then he had the fight with Jan Blachowicz, which went to a draw, which I think Blachowicz won, just purely based off damage, and he won the first 3 rounds. I think that was pretty clear. But yeah, those leg kicks, Jan really showed. Hey man, those leg kicks from Alex are going to suck. Not only that, Alex showed in the Yuri rematch. If you worry about your legs, you're gonna forget about your head. That man saw an Instagram post right before the fight and went, "I'm gonna kick that man in the head."
Yeah, yeah,
Insanity.
he really said, "Oh, you got the best jaw here. Let's test that. You got
Dude.
the best chin. I'm gonna put that to the test."
Best chin
I
at
don't know about
205,
that.
baby.
I don't know about that anymore.
No, no.
Even
I
no,
think that title realistically goes to Dominic Reyes.
I think so. I read a post about uh Jerry and Alex, right? And
Mm.
it was under the I've shout out to whoever put it up. I can't recall your name, but it was under a video that Jerry's back training when he was punching the wood and shit.
Mm.
And they were like, that's the problem with Jerry. No one's questioning that he's tough or that he can't take a punch or that he hits hard, but he's still getting hit.
Yeah.
It's his lack of defense that kills him. And like
Oh, okay. I think I know what post you're talking about. I saw a different caption. Caption I saw was, "I think we're witnessing the Tony Ferguson of light heavyweight."
oh well, that's a beautiful comparison.
Well,
Um,
poster pre Justin Gaethje.
um, so that means if he's the new Tony Ferguson, does that make him Your favorite fighter now?
Ah, God. Listen,
I think it makes him your favorite fighter. You're stuck to love all Tony Ferguson archetypes.
I am a
You're
mark.
you're bound to it.
I am a mark. I'm the Einstein of marks. I was all for it when he said black magic. He's been using shamanic powers. Yes, yes, he is 100%. I'm on board.
It's a shame, dude. I really thought, and I stand by it. I stand by it. I'm not like recanting this. I really do think
Mm,
that's why that's why now I feel so desperate to do the Jones Alex fight is because I really thought and still do think that in terms of the only person keeping up with power and the strikes that Alex has in that division is Yuri. So for
yeah.
him to get knocked out like that, I
Hmm.
just don't see who else could even come close.
Listen, Magomed is his biggest threat, but as we said, this seems to be the downfall of the Dagestanis. Islam's been getting a little figured out. We saw it with Volk, and I know he came in with staff to the Dustin fight, but Dustin came in with some bumps and bruises. No one ever goes into a fight 100%. And you're seeing it, man. Until that fifth round, that was
That was vintage.
disgusting what
That was
Islam
vintage.
did. Oh my god. Have you seen the close-up picture of him holding onto his ankles with both hands and just the face, the face of
Yep.
I'm gonna choke the shit out of you.
But I think that's why we're gonna see the fall of Dagestani. Dude, I've told you this. My biggest pet peeve when it comes to fighters are fighters who don't fight the way they know how to fight. All right, you got to be real special. You got to be Jones. You got to be Alex. To go in there and change your style. Maybe not Alex as much because he rarely does that. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you got to be special to go in there 180 your style and still be cooking. We've seen it time and time again. People who have their expertise fall in love with their hands. Ronda Rousey, perfect example, fell in love with her hands. What
Yeah.
happened? Clapped. And I think that's what I'm seeing a lot from Islam, and that's like if Islam goes in there and he fights all fucking 5 rounds the way he did in the fifth round, he's submitting him round 2, round 3. But he doesn't do that. He wants to go in there and box. He wants to be like, oh yeah, I revolt. Shut up. You wrestler, go wrestle. Like I don't care. Go wrestle. Go wrestle. Go choke some people out. Go choke some go choke some people out. Let the knockouts come to you, which I think is what Khabib did so well in comparison. Let those moments come to you.
For him to
And I
be the
feel like I'll
first person to knock down McGregor too at the time was insane.
yep. But
That
you
was a
let
crazy
those moments
time.
come to you, man. You can't force those moments. It's the perfect. Listen, the same example in reverse. Dustin,
Yeah.
man loves the damn guillotines. You know how much more successful this man could be without the guillotine?
Islam really said, let me show you how it's really done.
Yeah,
And
I know
then
you want it to be you, but it ain't you.
it's not you. I'm gonna show you how to really, dude. The squeeze on Islam. Oh my god, Islam back muscle. I'm gonna look this up so everybody can see this. It is insane. His muscles have muscles. The Drew Dober fight. I remember watching that live, and he's going for the head and arm. He's going for an arm triangle, and I'm like, he's in half guard, and I see him bite down with his back, and his traps just flex. I'm like, oh, it's over. Never mind. Okay, I see why he's
Bro,
going for it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. There's just a moment in the fight you're watching. You're like, huh? I wonder what he's going for here. And like you said, you just see the technique, and you're like, oh, so Drew Dober's done. This is it. He's
Oh
just
my
cattle right now.
god.
It's over.
No, his
And
back is insane. What he did to Charles out, Charles tapped immediately. Like the amount of pressure that must have been in his head is unimaginable.
yeah, yeah, and I think, man, I again stick to that. If he sticks to that, I think he could be champion a long time. Maybe the fall of the Dagestanis gets extended a couple more years. But
Maybe, maybe.
if he goes back, if he keeps falling in love with his striking early, and the crazy part is, I use Islam the most as an example, is
Mm.
because you could argue me Khabib. I won't even entertain that. For me, Islam is the best Dagestani striker, but he doesn't have to do it all the time. And I wish he would just stick to what he's good at. Do what you know, win. At the end of the day, nobody's gonna sit there and fucking be like, "Hey, this guy got a knockout." It's gonna be like, "Hey, this guy fucking ran through the like." What's more important to you, a flashy knockout, or you want to be that guy, you GOAT status, Mount Rushmore? Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
And so that's the frustrating part about Islam. And a lot of the Dagestanis are following suit, man. That guy, bro, why was he trying to strike with Whitaker, bro? Like, what were you thinking, dude? Like, I know you want to tire out Whitaker. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You tire him out. He has good takedown defense, so you don't shoot early. Fuck all that, dude. That man can't. Look, dude, he had to knock someone out in 7 years or whatever, and it's
Yeah,
fucking.
said like 7 years.
Everyone knows though. Like, he got hands. He didn't become the Reaper just to, that's not a nickname you just get.
Bobby
Like,
Knuckles.
you don't just get that. They don't hand out cool nicknames like that, bro. So it's like you gotta earn that shit.
Not
But
everybody gets a
yo,
badge from DC.
absolutely not. But yo, the Reaper's back though. Like
I want
I
to see him
told
versus
hey,
Strickland. I want to see him versus Strickland, but I know Strickland's waiting for that shot. So,
yeah, Strickland.
yeah,
And you kind of can't get mad at him about it.
no,
He
you
kind
can't.
of earned that. He kind of earned that. But
Definitely.
again, if I'm Whitaker, it's what I told you. I'm calling Dana up. I'm like, yo, you see what I do? All right, make me the alternate in any scenario in the top 4. Done. Anybody calls out, put me in. That's what I'll do.
Hey, listen, if we're saying top 4, there's another Dagestan. Is he Dagestan? We're gonna say he's Dagestani, just for argument's sake.
I'm gonna pop this open and find out. I'm gonna
Imavov.
find out. You keep talking. Imavov.
What Nazmi? What's his name? God, let me go to the
Nazardine
Nazardine Imavov.
Imavov, yeah.
We're gonna say he's Dagestani, even though we don't really know. Listen.
Don't worry, I'm finding out. Actually, I mean, he's from Kasvirt, Russia,
Yeah,
but he fights out of
Dagestani.
France. Oh, he's Dagestani.
Yeah,
You couldn't
100%.
avoid us. You couldn't hide from us. We know who you are.
It's
We know who you are.
It's like how Hamza trains in Sweden, but he's also Dagestani. I know he'll get mad at that. Yes, Chechnyan. Please don't. I'm gonna watch my words. Watch my words.
Yeah,
here.
don't.
I'm not trying to antagonize anybody named Ali Makomedov. Nah, it's okay. But yeah, it's we'll see. They're probably gonna give Whitaker Nazardine Imavov. Realistically, they don't want him near a title shot because they have this rotating thing now at the top. Because
yeah.
no matter who wins that title, it's the next fight is a rematch. No matter what, it's either gonna be Dreykus versus Strickland, or it's gonna be Adesanya versus Strickland.
I know which one I want.
Which one do you want?
I know which one I want.
Which one do you want?
It's very easy. I think the better fight. So I think the better matchup is Drickus. The better fight for me is Izzy. Like, I want to see that controversial. Like, I want to see. First of all, I already told you. It's also in the veins that I think Izzy's gonna win. I do think he beats Drickus. I've said this since before, dude. I've been saying Izzy can beat Drickus since before the second Alex fight. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I want to see. I think Drickus will be a more entertaining fight with Strickland, but I want to see Izzy's response because Izzy, like I told you earlier, he's part of that group of guys that when they lose, they change a little bit. And he's been picking up wins after the losses, so I'd love to see how he respond. And can Strickland walk him down again? I'd love to see that as an Izzy fan and also as a Strickland fan. Like, Strickland needs somebody who, if you want his fights to be good, he needs somebody who's game.